I just talk to the players. I work with hundreds of people who actually make Destiny. But we have a really passionate community, so I work with a team of people just to try to keep the players informed as to what's next or what we can do to make their player experience as good as it can be. And this week we're talking about the dawning and the return of Sparrow Racing and all sorts of new ways that you can enjoy strikes with your friends.
And Sparrow Racing League has been highly anticipated getting it again. What do you have to offer on this time?
We have 2 brand new tracks. Amanda Holliday will again be your dealer. She's got bounties and quests. There's a record book. If you play Destiny Rise of Iron, you get a record book that will put you through the paces of winning races or just competing in races. There's new sparrows, there's new gear, there's all sorts of new things that you can get to make your Guardian more powerful or just more unique. If you want just some of those cosmetic touches that Eververse Trading Company can provide you with. But the Sparrow Racing armor this time around has light. It is infusible. So if you want to keep it, if you want to fight in it, if you want to take it into a raid, you can do those things. Although the perks for the armor are really ideal for Sparrow Racing, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of people doing that. But you could be earning armor as you race that could make your Guardian more powerful. Level up, get some more light.
That was a highly requested feature by the fans as well. So, speaking of new features, have you made any changes to the maps or based on the feedback? Are there any? We caught quite a few, let's call it traps on the maps. Will there be more of those?
Yeah, well, we've got 2 brand new tracks this year for Sparrow Racing. The 2 tracks that you might have raced on last year are back. So you're still going to be racing on Mars and Venus the way we did last year when we did Sparrow Racing. In the Dawning, we're also adding tracks that are based on Earth and Mercury. So we'll round out the solar system, a chance to race in all the places that you've come to know in Destiny, except for the moon, of course. But these tracks are a lot more intricate. It's not the usual toboggan of action and mayhem. There are different pathways that you can take. Sometimes there's the high road or the low road or many ways to cut your way through a wide pan with a lot of different obstacles, including the enemies in the world of Destiny who have also been invited to the event. It wouldn't be Destiny if you couldn't splatter a Vex, even if it's just a race.
I tried to, but those guys were strong.
Yeah, they're pretty nimble. So they're there to just add an extra element of danger. But really, the most dangerous enemy in the world of Destiny is the Guardians. And they're going to bump, they're going to trade some paint. They might try to rub you into a wall. That's what makes it fun. Like a nice tight pack that is going through the gates. Will give the person in the lead a bit of a handicap and the person in the rear a little bit of an advantage so that they can keep coming together to try to bump each other into obstacles and see who can win the race, not just by carving a nice clean line, but by fighting their way to the finish line.
And with these kind of advantages for those in last place, what kind of advantages are you talking about?
You get wider gates. So if you're in last place, you get a nice wide gate to drive through, and that's going to give your Sparrow a boost. And that's how you win the race. If you're in first place, your gates are a lot narrower, so it's hard to hit all of them. And when somebody gets into first place, the first thing they usually say is, I'm in first place, I'm in first place. Then they start saying, I'm missing a lot of these gates. That's when people start to catch up, and that's where, the bumping starts happening.
I thought I was imagining it, but it's actually a game mechanic that gates get smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to have a nice close match. It's fun that every Guardian has an opportunity to feel like they've got a shot at victory. And it's also fun when, the race is contentious. If it's just you driving all by yourself and going through the gates, it's not as interesting as somebody who's right on your tail giving you a run for your money.
And besides Sparrow Racing, you said about new quests, new gear. Can you tell us a bit more about those?
Yeah, the Dawning isn't just about Sparrow Racing. We've also got new reasons for you to play strikes. So we've got Commander Zavala, the Titan Vanguard in the tower, is going to be your dealer for a series of competitive strikes where you can go in, and it's actually a scored event. So you can earn extra score in your strikes for killing sprees or going flawless or even having a good timed run. And these are quests and bounties that you can pick up from Zavala. You'll also find these things in the Dawning record book. So if you're a player of Destiny Rise of Iron, you can get the Dawning record book. That's going to be your pathway to a lot of great rewards. There's things in the record book that will trigger quests and bounties that lead to brand new exotic heavy machine guns that embrace solar and void energy. There are things that you can do in completing the Nightfall bounty that Commander Zavala will have on a weekly basis that gives you an opportunity to earn an icebreaker that you can infuse up to relevant light levels. So the icebreaker's coming back, and these are just ways to make strikes a little bit more interesting for players, to see who on their team got the best score, or even to add to 3 of the strikes that you know and love, to add a hard modifier that infests them with the Siva Devil Splicers. So you'll be able to go on a strike that you may remember, but with a brand new enemy and some different ways to make that encounter interesting, maybe even give you a deeper glimpse into the story of the world of Destiny.
But you've started to include a bit of secrets in your updates and expansions. Will there be any hidden goodies for fans in this update as well?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of things I haven't talked about. Different. We haven't even scratched the surface of all the different, all the different accolades, I suppose, you could get in the strike scoring. There's all sorts of different rewards that you can get there. The record book is packed full of interesting things to do, but really the Dawning is mostly about racing your Sparrows against your friends and playing the strikes under the orders of Commander Zavala.
Lap 2, keep it up.
This lasts from December 13th to January 3rd, is that correct? Yeah. Do you have any more plans to announce any more for the future after that, or will you have a break and not have any more seasonal content in that way?
Well, we've always got plans. We've always got things we're working on. Here at PlayStation Experience, the conversation is all about the Dawning. We've got people racing Sparrows. We might have some special guests to actually try out the new strike scoring later on. In terms of what happens after the Dawning concludes on January 3rd, the strike scoring is still going to be a feature of the game. You're still going to get that Nightfall bounty on a weekly basis, another potential chance to earn your new icebreaker. And Sparrow Racing League will retire to the private matches lobby in the Crucible. So without the bounties and without the drops and without the special incentives to race and do well, you're still going to be able to enjoy your favorite Sparrow in a friendly matchup with some of your friends in a private match.
Why did you choose to just keep the private matches and not the public ones?
Well, this is a limited time event. We want it to feel like a special occasion. This is how the Guardians gathered together to celebrate the dawning of the Traveler's Light and how it decided to protect humanity after the collapse of the Golden Age. This is a new holiday created by a new civilization. So it's all part of the lore, it's all part of the living social world in Destiny. But we wanted to give them special things to do, but if people are still craving just the elemental, enjoyable player experience without all the investment and all the drops and all the bounties and quests, we wanted to still give them access to these things so that they can enjoy them under their own power whenever they want to.
I'm definitely going to enjoy them, and I'm very much looking forward to getting a new icebreaker because I'm missing the power of the old one.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, DeeJ.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you.
Good racing.